The eclipse season is officially started, and man, has it been a doozy. Today we're going to be talking about the lunar eclipse and how it will affect you as it happens on March 25th, 2024. This lunar eclipse is going to affect us 3 days before the day of and 3 days after. I will say though, because it's an eclipse season, for those of you who are highly intuitive, it will impact you, which is all of us, a week before, a week after. So this is a little bit of a deeper full moon that we have here, a deeper energy that's working with us. And we also have Libra, which is a very powerful sign. So in this video, we're going to go over the energy update. We're going to go over the numerology meaning, and we're going to possibly put in some cards in there for you guys. So get comfortable, get cozy, and let's connect. I'm so excited. Before we get into the video, please give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe. I really mean it, guys, because for some reason I got 2 emails last week, and some of y'all have not been getting my emails. They're going into spam, and I've been talking to other space holders, truth tellers online, and same thing's been happening to them. So if you're not following me on TikTok, Instagram, here, and you're putting your notification bells and also the email list, I know it sounds like a lot, but because right now as a collective we're going through this process of highlighting the truth and rising, and this is a really big theme for this eclipse season, it really makes a big difference. And then you guys actually get to see all the things, which includes the breath work that we have that is happening for the eclipse season. We're going to be having a solar eclipse breath work on April 9th, 5 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. You can register down below, and early pricing is $33 for you to come to a 3-hour beautiful, powerful ceremony where we're going to be tapping into the codes of this eclipse season. What a great way to finish up this eclipse season. So there's that. There's also the Divine Dharma training retreat for light workers who are stepping into their power, tapping into their gifts, and tapping into their purpose. There are only a few spots available, so you can apply down below. And my one-on-ones registration for this summer is open. I don't register or open it all year round, but I have space for 2 souls. So if you're interested in healing and rebirthing within your own shadow work and healing, you can apply down below, and courses are down below. Okay, so let's get into it. I feel like you have to share these things. There's so many things, guys. You just have to browse through and, see the things, but, we're all navigating the time, which is this eclipse, the time of truth, the time of abundance, the time of sharing what is supposed to come through, us coming into our divinity, us coming into being free. And I want to talk about this because Libra are the signs of great leaders. They are the signs of, wanting to make sure that the community is all in alignment. They're all on the same page. So if you are a Libra, let me know where it is in your chart. Let me know if you know a Libra. And even if you're not a Libra, how are we feeling? Let's just check in. This isn't just a usual new moon, full moon. This is eclipse. It's not putting on a pedestal, but it's potent. So what do you need to know about this eclipse? It's happening on March 25th, and it's happening on 2024. And the specific time, it's going to be at 7 a.m. Eastern time. So depending on where you are in the world, you might want to look at the conversion of that to know when the peak is. No matter where you are, the connection of that, you can see when it is. I'm newly sharing this. I don't know why I don't usually share it, but I'm sharing it with you guys for a reason. So if you're curious about the time, we have 7 o'clock in the morning. So the first thing you need to know about this lunar eclipse and full moon, which it is a full moon, that's happening on March 25th, 2024, and how it will affect us a week to 3 days before and a week to 3 days after, is that the relationships are out of balance in your life are going to be highlighted a lot. And this is a very potent lunar eclipse because Libra is a time of balance. So where are you being pulled in your relationships that are actually exhausting you, that are making it hard for you to even have energy in your field to manifest what you want to do? So eclipse is like the training. It's like the boot camp to support you in harvest time for this summer. And I shared with everyone, you have a choice. I talked about this in a live actually on TikTok, which I've been going on live lately with you guys. It's been fun. And the Libra lunar eclipse is really talking about us understanding, are you going to be seeding during this winter going into spring? Are you going to be seeding energy and seeding new seeds in your garden? And when harvest comes up, you're going to find out, oh my gosh, I've been putting all this energy for everyone else and I don't have much. I don't even have a few plants to go and harvest myself. right? So it's understanding the outer balance. Where are you giving? Where are you taking? You know, what is being a reflection of your relationships? And when I say that is that our relationships are merely ourselves. They're merely ourselves, right? You can have a partnership which they're completely different, but they are providing you a mirror of your needs and what your frequency is calling into this commitment and unionship. When you go into work, right, you are calling in a superior or a person that is a boss, which really is your eye levels. There's no difference. It's just titles. But, you know, people at work and what that relationship is like. How is your relationship with collaboration? How is your relationship with money? You know, so anything that's out of balance is going to be coming up into the surface, and we're all going to be moving through a collective transition, which we are this year. You're going to see one of the biggest patterns during the eclipse season, which is the pattern for all year, is financial systems and institutions, and seeing where there will be a fall in certain institutions and a rise. And this isn't a space for you to be fearful of. It's actually a celebration, because these systems aren't working for us, as well as our financial systems. What are the financial relationships we have with our bank? What is our financial relationship we have with our bank account, with our money, with our energy? And I want to do a full video on abundance and the things that you need to hear about abundance. Specifically, not just money though, just life. You know, abundance equals life, right? It's being the experience of it all. So I want to talk about this because it's going to help you with this eclipse. Hopefully I can get it out for you guys like right after this eclipse or during this eclipse season. But basically it's understanding you have a choice, and this choice is going to ripple into your summer. It's going to ripple in the next 2 months. I wouldn't suggest that Libra lunar eclipse is a time to make rash decisions as a new journey, but it is a time to clean up your space. So spring cleaning is needed, but specifically clean up your space in your energetic field, in your quartz. Okay, so one of the biggest things I'm going to share with you guys, I'm going to do a separate video, I'm just going to share it here with you. A lot of people don't cord cut properly, right? And what I mean by that is that some people cord cut because they see a cord and they rip it out, and it's like their soul actually wanted that cord there. So there's different levels to cord cutting. I'm going to give you a little briefing of it because I know this is a Libra lunar eclipse, but cord cutting is something in relationships that we're seeing as a theme. And there is the energetic field where there's a cord that is not ours and we don't want it there. Our soul doesn't want it there. There's the second level where it's just needing maintaining an energetic hygiene because you haven't been understanding or really listening to the relationship of this person and understanding and being present with them. This cord has created a lot of gunk, a lot of just like projections of self that have created this relationship. And then there's the third one, which is like the cord itself doesn't actually want to be let go. Like that soul, your spirit actually wants this cord to be here, but doesn't understand the understanding of this relationship and this cord, right? So all in all, a lot of us are going to be cord cutting. You know, there's going to be some cleaning of relationships, some no's that we have to say to people, some disagreements that will come up that will rise to really bring you to what you want and what that person wants as well. So when you see a cord, when you're doing your meditation, I'm going to be posting a meditation healing that's going to be cord cutting for this Libra eclipse. So make sure you follow along for more about that. And it's going to be a beautiful meditation for it. And it's going to help you understand cord cutting a little bit more in practice, like a little dupe of it, because there's so many layers of cord cutting. But before you go into it, you want to ask your spirit, what does it want to do with this cord? Right? And for any of you who are space holders and healers, please do not take away a cord and don't ask that person's permission first, because you're projecting an assumption of what you think that cord means, and only that person knows that. Okay, so I just want to share that because I know a lot of light workers here are following here. The second thing I want to say is you ask your spirit, what is this cord? You know? And as you see it, if you're someone that sees things, maybe seeing what the energy of the cord looks like, or sensing it, or feeling it, or hearing it, right? Whatever way your guides are supporting you. And have your spirit guide you into the cord cutting. Okay, so get your human out, get your mind out of the space. This is how you cord cut. And you ask yourself this question: is this a cord that I want to let go of and completely let go out of my field? Is this a cord that needs some hygiene, some just energetic hygiene? It needs some clearing, it needs some cleansing, it needs some pulling of the gunk, and that's all. It still wants to be there. Or is it a cord that I don't want to actually let go of, but there's a lesson here I need to understand for me to support me in my harvest time, for me to support me during this eclipse season? So ask yourself those 3 layers, and that's what's going to really help you and understand. But all in all, collectively, you're going to see a lot of people just, you know, letting go of relationships. This could be physically in your life. This could be energetically. This is an opportunity for you to heighten your boundaries. Your spirit is, you know, asking you, what are your boundaries and are you embodying it? Is it a reality that you're actually doing day by day, or are you just saying it and affirming it and it's just a journal prompt? So it's an opportunity for you to rebalance your energy so you don't feel drained all the time, because we don't like that. We don't want that. I don't want that for you. So let's not do that. The second thing that you need to know about this Libra lunar eclipse that's happening on March 25th, 2024, 3 days to a week before, 3 days to a week after. Sounds weird saying it because I'm so used to 3 days before, 3 days after, but it is longer for this one. Is that, where is your spirit lacking peace in themselves? For me, peace is an understanding that the spirit is disturbed, that you are feeling something's hovering over you. And the light of the moon is going to illuminate on the shadow of what is hovering over your mind, what is hovering over your everyday life that you feel like you don't have control of, or you're trying to control of, and it's causing you lack of peace. You know, you may feel some insomnia during this time, lack of sleeping. Maybe for some of you, you are going into a deep sleep because now you've purged this feeling of lack of peace. You're understanding your relationship with peace. And what peace means is the ability to protect your energy at all costs for you and all relations involved. First, it starts with you, though. And it's understanding no matter what your decision is, from a space of love, not in a space of anger, not in a space of grief, in a space of genuine love, with no malice intent, with no intention of, I'm doing this for this person. There's no end to a means. The more you can understand that peace will never change, right? And the thing about it is that peace is only shifted and only affected when we feel attacked, or when the energies or the other parties feel attacked, right? And this is why this Libra lunar eclipse is really highlighting our relationship with self, our relationships in our life. So where are you lacking peace in your life? Where are you feeling like peace has been something that you've been struggling with? And where is that really being draining for you? And how can you come to a new relationship with peace with your spirit? And you can have that conversation with your spirit of saying, you know, what in myself feels a lack of peace? Where am I holding on to things, letting things affect me more than it should, when it's not my responsibility, or it is my responsibility and I need to make a decision, and that decision will come in the ripple of the 1 to 2 months from now. But I'm aware of that responsibility of that decision. So peace is a big thing that's coming up, and we're seeing that collectively. Where's the collective? Where's our communities feeling lack of peace? And that is igniting something in us as well, because when one person's out of peace, it is connected to us, right? In our own story, in our own way, in our own patterning, in our own programming. The third thing you need to know about this Libra lunar eclipse that is happening on March 25th, 2024, 3 days before to a week to 3 days and a week after, is that learning to show up every day in all emotions, not just the ones that you want people to see. Libra likes to be contained. You know, most Libras, you know, they have their stuff together. If you have a lot of Libra stallion or Libra placement, or your Libra sun or Libra rising, you tend to have everything together, I find, for a lot of them, or there's a point in their life that they do. And it's understanding that that's how they want people to perceive them. So Libra eclipse is saying that you're focusing so much on where in your life are you focusing on where you want people to perceive you a certain way, and you're hiding, right? You're still hiding, right? So you're wondering why these things are happening, but it's because you're hiding the truth in yourself, and that is disturbing the peace of your spirit. So here it's understanding what are the emotions that you fear your family, your loved ones, your co-workers to see. We have a healthy way of expressing them. There's a great way of saying that you're angry, and there's a great way of saying that you're sad. And then there's another way of saying it where it's reactive, and it's a way that we feel unseen. So we react and we create that energy frequency is not from love, but rather a reaction, rather from the shadow, rather from a part of us that doesn't feel seen, understood, or misunderstood. So here, a great question that's coming up just chatting with you guys is understanding that learning to show up every day is like in the emotion that wants to move through you in a way that is not reactive, but rather just truth, and allows your spirit to be at peace. And that itself is energetic hygiene that prevents you from having these cords of energies from not only people that you know, but just feeling from people at work or people in this that are walking down the street, right? How empathic people, which we all are, every single one of us is empathic, right? Just, you know, understanding that we are either consciously aware of what we want to tune into, or we're unconsciously aware of what we want to tune into. So when you're consciously aware of what you're tuning into, you're not allowing certain things to drain you. But if you're wanting to tune and you're being hyper, you know, just like your dopamine's going off, you're going whoa, 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 and you're looking at everything, you're going to be exhausted after that, right? So it's understanding to manage your gifts and managing that you're releasing these emotions by expressing, hey, this emotion's here and it feels this way. So Libra Lunar Eclipse is asking you, what is the unhealthy ways that maybe you've used to express an emotion and it has affected the way that that emotion feels held and seen? And a great tool I love to say is the nonviolent communication. You can look it up. It's very simple. It's 4 steps. I use it everywhere, even to ask for water at a restaurant from a waitress or waiter. And it allows me to just be like, hey, this is my need. And the person doesn't feel attacked. I don't feel attacked. And it betters my communication skills. It helps me, allow me to stay in my power, and allows them to stay in their power too. The next thing you need to know about this Libra lunar eclipse is happening on March 25th, 2024, 3 days to a week before, 3 days to a week after, is that releasing expectations from people equals wanting the person to change for you and not for themselves. This is huge. So when I talked about the first step of quartz, right? And sometimes we create relationships based on shadow, not based on heart. Stay with me here. What I mean by that is like some people end up making relationships because they had an abandonment wound from young age, you know, father, mother, whatever the story could be for you or for someone, right? And for that, they've created a cord with their partnership to fill that void for them instead of going into that void themselves and receiving that love in themselves, to let go of that abandonment and know that they're worthy and significant. So the biggest thing is understanding when you let go of expectation from people, you are also letting go of the want to change someone, you know, and you are disturbing your peace and disturbing their peace of their spirit by wanting to change someone. The most common one I see with a lot of my clients is, you know, they date someone and then they want to change them. They want them to be doing the healing work. They want them to be doing the spiritual work the way they're doing it. And they want them to go to the meditations, the plant medicine ceremonies. I see that all the time. I do a plant medicine retreat. The partner comes and they say, I want my partner to do it too. And I'm always like, well, that's great if, you know, you're already doing the work by going home, being in this frequency and sustaining that frequency for them to shift in them the way they want to, right? And we need to stop thinking that we need to change. Even healers, space holders, whatever you want to call them, guides, really. We all have to understand that helping people isn't changing them. They're changing themselves. They're healing themselves, right? You assuming that and you allowing that is actually taking away their power, taking away their peace of self and their ability to know that they can do that. You are now in the space of putting them in the victim or savior or as a villain as well, right? So what I mean by that is allowing yourself to let go of expectations of people. Why do you have expectations for certain people with certain characteristics? That is seated in a certain experience, belief, and something taught to you in your programming. So Eclipse is reprogramming you to understand when you change you give that person a choice to change themselves the way they want to. And you being able to accept that and align if does it work with me or does it not? And sit with that information. And this eclipse is to sit with that information and understand how to respect your changes and respect their choices, to allow yourself to still not abandon that conscious being that you are and them as well, right? It's a mirror. So releasing expectations allows someone to be their full expression of self. It allows them to feel comfortable and be at peace of self. And it deepens the relationships that we have. So when we can do that, maybe the shadow that some of you may be working with during this Libra lunar eclipse is the imbalance of expecting certain people to be a certain way and to heal a certain way and to make money a certain way or whatever it is a certain way. Or it can also be the other side of how much pressure you put on yourself to change and that perfectionism and projecting that on other people. So we're releasing those shadows in this Libra eclipse. The next thing you need to know is learning manifesting from a space of peace, not from a space of chaos out of imbalance. This moon is giving you the space to release these habits. So where do you feel that things have to be chaotic for you to manifest? This is coming from environmental relationships. So Libra is showing us, what is our environment holding? What is the frequency of our environment? I.e. why spring cleaning physical items and energetically by smudging is very important during this whole eclipse season and for your whole life. This is one great thing I always suggest everyone. You should be smudging yourself every day. It is something important. Okay, I have a video on smudging if you want to check that out. I'm also doing a training here in Canada, so-called Canada, and we're going to be actually doing a full 1 week teaching light workers how to heal and connect with themselves, how to step into their gifts, how to smudge. So if this is something that you're interested in, you can apply down below for that. But one of the biggest things I say is like learning how to hold space with yourself out of chaos. And that sometimes comes from our younger self, right? Our younger childhood, where we were so used to a chaotic lifestyle, chaotic childhood. That's all we know. So we think manifesting comes from chaos, comes from hardship, comes from pain, comes from grief. You know, these are the stories we tell ourselves all the time. And sorry guys, my camera ended up dying, so I'm on my phone right now. But yeah, we tend to have these attachments to these energies that we think are manifesting, right? And how manifestation works is when we code a frequency, we tell the brain, we tell the body, we tell our being that to manifest, we have to have grief. To manifest, we have to have pain. To manifest, we have to struggle. Then it's going to be seeking that. And then we're going to attract that to be the energy of, say, abundance, the energy of a relationship, the energy of the life that we are calling in without even awareness of it. So this Libra lunar eclipse is really calling us to release those habits. So a great question to ask yourself is, what are the habits that I'm being called to release? What are the habits around and attachments, certain emotions and attachments? It could be energetic, it could be people, it could be energies, it could be other like unseen energies too. It's not just people. I just want to preference this as well. All of the things I've shared so far in the video aren't just people. It's also, you know, energies that are spirit energies too, that we're giving away our energy to. It could be plants that we're giving our energy to. So look at all layers. If you want to go deeper than that, not just the people, notice your dreams, notice your awareness, notice your habits. What are you relying on constantly? And how is that affecting you in a full energetic standpoint? So I wanted to share that. The last thing I also want to share is there's a huge solar plex expansion. There's a lot of fire element on the earth at this time. So we're seeing this with more heat waves, like the certain areas of the world is warmer than it was before. You know, I'm seeing this here in the northern places where it's quite warm. It's like spring right now. And the energies of that is being affected with this eclipse, solar eclipse and lunar eclipse that is in the midst of this next month and a bit. So I would suggest you understanding, you know, connecting with sun codes, not just moon codes, and getting your sun, if you can, lie down on the ground and bringing that energy into the solar plexus so you can clear and cleanse and charge your being, charge your body. This is also great to do after cord cutting or cord cleansing or cord shifting, where you can actually lay in the sun during the days, 3 days to a week before, 3 days to a week after, the day of, to really allow yourself to work with the moon energy, but also the sun energy codes, because they're connected. Right? And after all, it is going to be a solar eclipse coming up, and that's also going to be the shift in the balance. It's moving us again on another layer of balancing and recreating new habits for the solar eclipse that's coming up after this lunar eclipse. So I just wanted to share these deep things with you guys as far as what you need to know. I want to know what your thoughts are. What are some things maybe that came up for you that you feel are like, ooh, this really resonates, or this is hitting, or this has created an opening in my consciousness to get curious about. And let me know down below what hit for you, what resonated. I want to shift the video into numerology. So it's the 25th to 5, which is 8, right? And then it's January, February, March, 3rd month, right? So it brings us to 11 plus 8, because it's 2024. That's the year of the 8. So 11 plus 8 is equal to 19. We bring us to 10, 1 and 0, right? So it's understanding that 10 which is a very potent number, but also 1 and 0 is a very potent number. It is bringing us to a new beginning of a relationship of self. It's also bringing a mirror of ending and beginning, that there is nearly no ending or beginning of our life, but rather there is a choice of new frequency that is transmuted to source, to creator, whatever you connect with, and we're receiving something new. It is a fluid flow, and whatever is not fluidly flowing in your life during this lunar eclipse that's happening March 25th, 3 days to a week before, 3 days to a week after, and the day of, is going to be showing. It's going to show you where is there imbalance of where you're giving out a lot of your energy or you're taking in too much energy, right? And it's going to shift and create kind of like a little bit of a mini earthquake. I'm not saying this to scare you, just in a good way, like a mini earthquake to support you, to help you out, to move into the frequency that you are meant to step into, right? So we're doing some cleaning here. We're doing some clearing, some cleaning, some cord cutting. And it's also understanding that when one relationship leaves your life, there's a new one waiting for you. There's a new one that's wanting to weave through. So you holding on to this relationship out of fear of loneliness, fear of grief, fear of how the person will react is not only not respecting that person's energy, but also your own. And it's also affecting your boundaries. It's also affecting your manifestations, because this energy that you're creating here, this portal that you're willingly saying, yes, I want to stay with this attachment of energy. People talk about unseen attachments to spirits and energies, but there's also that in the physical realm. Like, I just laugh at the cosmic joke about focusing so much on the unseen, but they're so connected, right? Our earth being, our humans have created this world and beyond a little bit, with the co-creation of other beings too. So we have to understand that responsibility of self. So I just wanted to share that too, is, if you're noticing ones, if you're noticing tens, if you're noticing 10, if you're noticing 0, I have a full playlist on angel numbers that you can go check out, what 111 means, what 0 means, what 10 means, all of that. You can go check that out. But I will also say that these energies are telling you, what are you thinking about when that number keeps coming up? What's coming up? Who are you with when those numbers come up? And what is it trying to tell you? What's your emotion during that time when you see 10, when you see 111s, when you see 0s, when you see those frequencies? This is going to help you stepping into your gifts, which is ultimately what this eclipse is training you to. Step into your gifts, step into your divinity, step into your power, step into who you are. And with that comes with what relationships are you calling in, because those relationships are mirrors of you yourself and your full being and your spirit. So that is the meaning of the angel number, of the meaning of this beautiful full moon lunar eclipse in Libra. Let's pull a few cards. I haven't been pulling many cards with you guys because I honestly just feel like it's been nice just to chat with you. I'm going to clip my mic here. This is new because I don't usually use this, but it makes a big difference talking to you guys. I'm sure you can hear it. Okay, so like I said, just breathing into your body, noticing, what you want to call in. I have a ledge here on my windowsill. You guys are holding that windowsill while I'm chatting with you. Okay, so let's see. Ooh, leg up. Beautiful card. And what else for this Libra eclipse season? Let's see what Libra eclipse has for us. Okay. I haven't looked at the 2 cards. So there's one that I know. Oh, whoa, okay. Funny, this card came up recently when I did a live, and it just makes sense because we're in eclipse season. It's a leg up, and this is basically just saying that don't be afraid to ask for help at this time. You can't do it alone. Whatever version of you that is programmed to think that you have to do it alone, whether it's your upbringing, whether it's the way that you were maybe mistrusted from someone, or someone, really created this relationship of trust for you. Like, now you don't trust people, maybe what people call trust issues, which really are just trust blocks because you've been burned before. This is an opportunity for you to release it during this lunar eclipse. Ooh, this is potent. Then we got the treasure island, the turtle. Take it slow. It's not about how much work you do that gives you the abundance that you're seeking for. It's about how efficient you are and really listening to the signs. The ones, the tens, the zeros, the angel numbers, the signs, the whispers, right? It's about you showing up for them. I want to talk about this in the abundance video I'm going to post for you guys because this is huge. The next card is honey and milk. So this is an abundance card. We have the elephant, which is luck. And look at the elephants, just enjoying life, you need to be more happy. You need to be more like excited about life. I feel like we have this like draining of like, oh my gosh, this emotional new moon, full moon, and the eclipse, and this fear around the test of life, but really just how to be at ease in it. So, you know, milk and honey, you know, how can you be the sweetness of life in yourself through your energy field? How can you be the nectar that the bees create together? Bees don't make nectar on their own. They make it together, right? When you look at a beehive, they're all working together to make this nectar. And without a community that joins you with also their dreams with that, and together rippling each other's dreams in this 𝐾𝐸 of energy, which is what we're doing collectively right now, what's being called, we can then create that abundance we seek. And there's hope for the collective in that way. But it has to start with us. So ask yourself, what is the nectar that you can create for yourself? And how can you shift that energy of nectar in yourself for your life? You know, where can you bring more sweetness in your journey? Sweetness in releasing and dissolving the energies. Where can you bring more sweetness in your relationships with yourself and with the people around you? And stop focusing on me and start focusing on the bigger picture. So when you focus on you, you automatically focus on the bigger picture as well. But it has to be a balance. Like, it can't be just all me, and it can't be just all putting out energy, like I said. So it's a balance of what are you taking, what are you giving. That's the biggest, broader message that Libra full moon is telling us, and this lunar eclipse is telling us. So I hope this was very supportive for you guys. I am going to be sharing more tools for you at the end of videos to help you out. So one of the tools that I feel like will be very supportive is when we talk about shifting our relationship with manifestation, is understanding about abundance, understanding about our life force energy and why we're here in this life, and understanding a relationship with our creative essence and who we are. And the creative chakra is the sacral chakra. So if you feel that you're having a lot of stagnancy with some of the things I talked about, with creating your reality, boundaries, feeling guilt, feeling shame of self, choosing self in relationships, not being afraid to say your needs, I would highly suggest you going for the citrine vortex as well as the lepus. Lepus course. It's all down below. How many times do I have to say lepus? The lepus one is the throat chakra activating beautiful workshop. I did it live and I recorded it, created it as a course. And I also have the citrine vortex, which is also the same thing. I recorded it. It's a course. And they have multiple videos, very in depth, over an hour long, where you're really going deep into your healing with your voice activations. Where are you fearful to speak your truth, to speak your voice? For lepus and citrine, where are you fearful of stepping into your power of your life force, your Shakti, your Kundalini, creating this reality, being attached to not attached, but being aware. Let's remove attached. Being aware of your reality, of who you are. And if you have a hard time opening the sacral chakra and being in the space of creativity, being in the space of stepping into your power, then this is going to literally transform you in so many ways. And for those of you who might have a hard time and you're finding the earlier years was there a big impact for you and your relationships, there's the Phoenix Inner Child Healing course. And you can go and register for that down below. Again, it is a live, beautiful program that I created as a course to make it more accessible for everyone. So go check those out. Lastly, is don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share with your friends. It makes a big difference. So, you know, YouTube and you guys can actually see it. My community is also not seeing it. So again, just share. That's the best way to support not only me, but all those people out here that are sharing this beautiful medicine and sharing to help the collective awaken and come back to themselves, come back home, which we're all on this journey. And I hope you have a beautiful lunar eclipse. If you want to learn more or work with me one-on-one or come to my plant medicine retreats, you can go check out the link tree down below. Happy Libra Lunar Eclipse, and I'll see you guys in the next video.